Look, I'm sick. I have a sore throat. My thesis falling apart. I'm divorcing my wife. It's been very rough for me right now. So let's rank anime husbando. Throughout the years, I have several fictional crushes to say the least. Some I still remember fondly, some so why not rank all of them in a neat tier list? I deserve some self-indulgent shit and I definitely could use some nice nostalgia trip too. But first, I need to define the meaning of the tier name because we love to have fun in this channel. The theme of this tier list is various romantic songs, so the lowest tier is called a very harsh tier name from the one and only Ariana Grande that speaks the truth because I do not want anything to do with these characters. Next tier is a song from the critically acclaimed Carly Rae Jepsen EP Emotion Side B. It was really nice meeting these characters, but they're just not that impactful for me, so I'm just going to the store and you might not see me anymore. Next tier is from the iconic hit Katy Perry song. We make out in your Mustang to Radiohead. These characters, I wouldn't say I am deeply in love with, but what matters is that I am willing to make out with them while Idiotech plays in the background. Next tier is but I still remember everything, how we drift buying groceries, how you dance for me. Even when I try to let go, faint yet warm memories of us will still remain, even as little as buying a pancake mix. And the highest tier, the creme de la creme of husbandos. And it's another lyric from Carly Rae Jepsen because we love Carly in this channel. This is the highest compliment one can make for a man. Yes, baby, I am so desperate for you that I am willing to suicide plane crash into your house. I know Fantano said that it was a silly euphemism, but fuck you, Fantano. You just don't get the vision of Carly Rae Jepsen. Please delete your... Okay, now that you familiarize yourself with the tier system, let's start chronologically. The first husbando in my life. Anti-Cosmo. Yes, the fictional man that changed my life, the character that made me a chronically online teenager, is a fucking Butch Hartman character.
Yourself!
Look, I can't help myself. He wears a tuxedo, he's evil, has sexy fangs, and a British accent.
You're our hero! Our big, stupid hero!
He has not slept with 410 people. Do you just believe everything that you read, you stupid fucking bitch?
He's kind of a proto-Tumblr sexy man. Long story short, cause yes, I will make a video about him, my interest for Anti-Cosmo led me to probably a dangerous amount of internet exposure. I was a Fairly Odd Parents wiki connoisseur. I scoured DeviantArt for Anti-Cosmo, perhaps further than a third grader should have gone. Without Anti-Cosmo, this channel probably wouldn't exist, and I wouldn't even be a communist. Despite being a Butch Hartman creation, I still have soft spot for him, so he's going to the hard feelings tier. After I decided that I was too grown for this Fairly Odd Parents bullshit at the tender age of 10,
Fuck off, Gillian McKay!
I moved on to something edgier. Hot Topic visitors only, no preps allowed. Invader Zim. I fucking love the show. I thought I was hot shit by liking it. Teehee, my favorite cartoon, has an episode where the main character stole children's organs. # problematic fave. I kept a bunch of Invader Zim episodes on my phone in 3GP format so that I could watch it on the bus. And I fell in love with Deep Membrane. He was so adorable with his glasses and coat and huge head. There was a pic of him laying in bed looking at his laptop and I used it as my Facebook header for a very long time. I thought that pic was my Joker like, this is literally me. I had such a good time during my Invader Zim era, so I have to put Dib on the hard feelings tier. 6 years later, Enter the Florpus was released and I kept thinking of how ecstatic I would have been if I saw this when I was 10 because my god, Dib looks and acts even cuter in this film. Also, the movie is just great. It's everything I wanted from a Zim movie, and yeah, this will not be the last time I mention Florpus in this video. Outside of Invader Zim, I also love Gravity Falls. I think I first became a fan just right after Land Before Swine was released. So I was there when Bill Cipher was first revealed. I was there during the Stan's vending machine reveal, the painful hiatus, McGucket's fake journal author leak, the actual journal author reveal, the 3-parter finale. It was fucking nuts. I loved the show so much that I even made a fake journal for it, though nothing really interesting in it. It was just for math calculation and doodles. I also loved Dipper very much, but cultural impact wise, I feel like Dib had more of that than Dipper. I'm really sorry. But I need to go to the store, Dipper. Chucky Finster. Oh, this is so fucking embarrassing. Basically, I had a crush on someone in 5th grade, and this guy looks like Chucky from All Grown Up. I was a dumb child that has no concept of boundaries, so I named my supposed OC Do Not Steal his name. Posted it on DeviantArt. Then in my unofficial class Facebook group, I announced that my crush looks like Chucky Finster. Totally unprovoked. I was basically bullying my own crush. If by chance he's watching this video, I am so fucking sorry. I should have been arrested for cringe. As for Chucky, well, due to this nightmare of a memory, I do not want to see his face again. Oh, what's this? Regular platypus doing in my tier list. Barry the Platypus? Yeah, while I massacred my crush with Chucky Finster, I also proudly announced my love for Perry the Platypus in Facebook. This was a very brief time though, I did not remember much detail, so store tier. Around the end of 5th grade, I kinda became a Disney adult, or maybe a Disney kid because I am, a kid. I was so deep into Disney that I also made a whole journal for it. If you want some proof about its date authenticity, take a look at the upcoming new movie chapter. Man, I can't wait for the year 2014. Also, I wrote about King of the Owls and the name game. I genuinely do not remember those concepts even existing. But anyway, I want you to guess, based on all movies released up until Frozen, which man I have decided to be attached to. Already have someone in your mind? Well, congratulations if you guessed Cusco from Emperor's New Groove, cause you are right. Husbando, gonta-ganti, smiling emoji. Sekarang sih, Cusco, heart emoji. Oh, just ignore this piece of vandalism from future me. You didn't see a whole page for Cusco. Dear Diary, why Cusco-chan is so kawaii desu? He's my senpai. I shiteru him.
Stand up!
Guys, I was so down bad. It was horrendous. I religiously watch Emperor's New Groove and always tune in to Disney Channel to watch reruns of Emperor's New School. This lasted until the beginning of 7th grade, so it was long and I had a good time, yet I don't know, I just felt nothing for Cusco right now. I'm sorry. Store tier. As with many people, when I first discovered Teen Titans, I was immediately obsessed. Raven was everyone's waifu, but I was more of a Robin enjoyer. He's just so suave and cool. He's going to the Radiohead tier, which ironically kinda fits for him, honestly. I also had a crush on Beast Boy, and he kinda foreshadowed my interest for Green Man, but unlike those future Green Men, I didn't care at all for Beast Boy right now. Sorry, BB fan. He's a great character, but store tier. Next, you have Bipper, which refers to Dipper when he was possessed by Bill Cipher in the episode Sock Opera. And oh boy, me loving Bipper was a telltale sign of what could have been. He wears tuxedo and has evil vibes, so 12 years old me was hooked. However, you must consider that 2013 to 2016 is the golden age of Tumblr sexy men. These fucking white twins were everywhere. Bill Cipher got the sexy man treatment, and you know the ancestor of these twins, right? One-slur. Somehow, for some miraculous reason, I managed to avoid the whole one-slur craze. Had I fallen into the sexy man renaissance rabbit hole, my life wouldn't be the same. That's not to say that Bipper wasn't popular in those sexy men circle. Quite the opposite actually. I consumed a lot of Bipper fan art at that time, but again, somehow I was shielded from one-slur and his one-slings.
It's one-slur on one-slur. Like twins, only they're the same person. Go get psychiatric evaluation right now.
Fate is such a curious thing. I'm going to the store tier. Next is yeah, I was obsessed with Steve Buscemi Lizard from Monster Inc. when I was in 7th grade. And he wasn't a side chick either. He was like a main pop girl of the husbandos thus far. I even made a custom collectible Randall Boggs card. Trust me, if you carbon date the paper, it'll show that it was made in 2014. Unfortunately, Monster University was released just 1 year prior, so I didn't get to see squishy nerdy Randall on the big screen. Fuck Monster University anyway, garbage ass movie. Boo-hoo, Mike Wazowski is having an existential crisis because his life path might diverge from what he planned since childhood. Where is my sweet Prince Randy Boggs?
Women's stories matter. Yeah. They just matter.
Also, at this time, I already familiarized myself with Tumblr, so yes, I knew about the existence of White Twin Randall Boggs. I consumed Randall Boggs Gijin Kayawi. I was a filthy Tumblrite, but on a fateful Halloween of 2014, I discovered a far deeper rabbit hole that consumed my body for years to come.
Hey, Hans!
I actually got into Gorillaz way earlier when I just graduated grade school. I discovered Clint Eastwood and Feel Good Inc. and felt like I just discovered an underground band. You guys can have your fun with SNSD or Katy Perry. I'm just gonna listen to real obscure shit like Gorillaz and Avril Lavigne. The straw or city, I guess, that broke the camel's back was some dude I followed on Instagram who kept posting about Noodle. This was the exact picture he posted that made me decide that I should look into this band more. And well, you know the rest. Well, no, because fun fact, I actually loved 2D before Murdoch. I just cannot resist the blue hair with pronouns. I put up this picture of 2D and Noodle on my locker and didn't care for Murdoch at all. I didn't even know his name. I just called him Zombie Man. And yet, one day, it just clicks. Holy fucking shit, Murdoch is so hot. Of course he was more sexual than 2D, so 7th grade me was feeling so rebellious. My phone save screen was Murdoch with his cock out and my phone password was, no joke, Murdoch the SEX God.
Sex cauldron!
When my friend accidentally saw me typing the dirty word, she was appalled. Just telling you this brought back awful memories that you would never waterboard out of me. That was the very beginning of my Gorillaz era. I didn't even touch the online site, which was a different story. But how about the tier list? Well, I would put both of them on the kamikaze tier, but let's be honest, they are not the last Gorillaz member in here. We need some flavor in this tier. I'm sorry 2D, no disrespect, but you will be downgraded into the hard feelings tier. I will cherish the butterscotch scented memories we had together. Yeah, remember when every Gorillaz fanfic mentioned that 2D smell like butterscotch? I don't even know what that is. But anyway, it's kind of weird that Tintin never got big in the US. Instead of an awesome mystery adventure comic, you guys got Smurfs. You guys have no smurfing taste. Also, Captain Haddock would have been the childhood crush for the filthy manfuckers out there. He was a child-friendly Murdoch Nichols, complete with alcoholism and colorful dictionary. I've read Tintin since I was a wee lad, but I only thought of Haddock as some silly haha pirate man. It's not until 9th grade when I reread Tintin and saw him as something else. If the Spielberg movie came out at my Haddock fixation era, I would have ran to the theater to see my darling. And it was also such a great fun movie. Although, as much as I adore the adventures of Tintin, Spielberg did not do Haddock his full justice. I mean, he was a fun, lovable character, yes, but he was just a silly pirate guy I saw in my childhood and not the hot piece of ass he really is. Maybe it's because of the mocap realistic art style. I don't know, but Spielberg, can you sexify Haddock a little bit in the Tintin sequel that is forever stuck in development hell, please? Anyway, I love Haddock a lot. Here is a bunch of Tintin recommendation for you to be Haddock build, and he is going to the hard feelings tier. In 10th grade, I discovered a short-lived show that looks very similar to Gorillaz. Hell, even the main character looks like Murdoch, except that he wasn't an asshole. Of course, I went nuts. Motor City is a brilliant, underrated show. I will make a video about it someday too, and Mike Chilton is honestly one of the best action cartoon protagonists of all time. He's such a bro to everyone and has a really interesting backstory. His closest friend is Chuck, the hacker of the group. He's clumsy and nerdy and awkward, and yeah, I guess he's kinda typical, but he's still really cute, okay? I just love my nerdy fictional guys. That isn't Sheldon Cooper. Mike is going to the hard feelings tier, but Chuck, I'm sorry, but he's just going to be on the Radiohead tier. Next week,
What are you, stupid?
okay, Asuka is not a husbando, but in the Cat Love YouTube cinematic universe, every single video is contractually obligated to have at least one Evangelion reference. So here's Asuka, girl bossing away to the Kamikaze tier. Honestly, very much deserved because the episode 22 breakdown and of Evangelion rewired my brain chemistry. Up next, we have
My life flashed before my eyes.
I genuinely do not remember why I like this random character from Totally Spies. Okay, no, actually, I know. It's because he's a nerd with glasses, but he was also an incel loser.
Hold your horses, Clover.
Huh?
Remember your promise? You're my girlfriend.
Get a job. Stay away from her.
I have nothing to say other than I have better standard than this. Stay away from my bloodline. In the original show, Professor Membrane is kind of a dick. I wouldn't call him deadbeat, but he is a far cry from the absolute masterpiece of a DILF that is Enter the Florpus Membrane. He's like Professor Utonium on steroids. and cocaine. He's smart, he's unhinged, has sexy robot hands, and has a sweet redemption arc with Dib. At first, he was very dismissive of Dib and his unscientific hobbies like in the show, but at the climax of the film, he admitted that he was always proud of him and even joined him to fight Zim. And did I mention the sexy robot hands?
We all yassed repeatedly and in quick succession.
Dib and Professor Membrane's relationship was the heart of the movie that I didn't know I needed, but so grateful that I got it anyway. He really should be a prime example at how to make DILF classes. And for that, he's going to the hard feelings tier. Peter B. Parker also fits the DILF archetype, but he was kinda less memorable than Membrane, husbando-wise. I love sloppy middle-aged man, but where's the pizzazz? It's hard to describe, but he was a little too generic for me. I'd still make out with him though. Ace D. Copular, not his actual last name. What else can I really say about him? 2021 was a low point of my life, but this Italian girl from New York helped me navigate through it all. My love for him made me more confident in making videos. He just meant so much to me. Personal feelings aside, he's also very silly, has cool sunglasses, green, is a sexy bassist from Gorillaz that you can know more on my 3 hours documentary series about him, #always flagging. I am still clinging to a hope that he will return to his band duty, and thus, he will be the second Gorillaz member that graced the kamikaze tier. Next we have Stuck Chuck, from a show that I promised that I would review, but I never did. Kid Cosmic is a great show, a very underrated one. It's my second favorite Craig McCracken show after Powerpuff Girls, but one aspect that I had a gripe with is how it underutilized Stuck Chuck after the first season. Stuck Chuck was a fantastic antagonist in season 1 and kinda has the sexy man qualities, you know. He's tall, he's evil, he's sarcastic, eventually got redeemed, he's hot, but after that arc, he was stuck as a dishwasher. It frustrated me because the rest of the plot was also great. I love Joe's story, I love Papa G and Kid's relationship. Oh my god, the ending! But I wish Stuck Chuck was more involved. Look, I don't like to be negative, so in spite of my criticism, Kid Cosmic is still a must-watch, and Stuck Chuck deserves to be on the hard feelings tier solely because of his underratedness. Using facts and logic, Daffy should have been my Looney Tunes Blurbo. He was furry Murdoch Nichols. There's a reason why Jamie wanted him to be Murdoch's replacement at first instead of Ace. Also, his Daffy art, maybe he should have been a Gorillaz bassist after all. And yet, I become obsessed with Marvin, which is fair because he is really adorable, especially when he's very angry. Ooh, very angry indeed. But my Marvin interest was pretty brief, so unfortunately, he's a store tier. Next, we have the Rat Man from the obscure indie hit movie Encanto. Woohoo! To be honest, Encanto has gotten an unfair amount of hate solely because of its explosive popularity. I think it's a great movie with honestly Lin-Manuel Miranda songwriting at his finest. Kinda sad that Disney has so little faith for this movie that they thought motherfucking We Don't Talk About Bruno wasn't worth submitting. Guess he got cucked from being an EGOT holder again. Anyway, Bruno! He's very sweet and adorable. Not to brag, but I was kind of the very first few Bruno enjoyer. I have been a fan since Encanto was still in theater. Even got into a Twitter argument about how Encanto should have stayed longer in theater a long time ago. Hi, if you're watching this video. He's a very mainstream husbando now, so I wouldn't put him high because he has enough clout, but he still deserves to be on the Radiohead tier. We nearly got to the end here because Shinjiro is a 2023 interest, and he's such a wonderful angel. I already explained why I love him so much in the my sexy fish video. I wish I could be more excited for Reload Shinji, but the lack of MC still bothers me, I'm sorry. I still love Shinjiro enough that he made it into the Kamikaze tier, the first non-Gorillaz member that made it. Dare I say that I like Shinjiro better than Ace. What about Asuka? Well, yes. I love Shinjiro Aragaki more than Asuka Langley Soryu. But do I dare to say that Shinjiro is better than Murdoch? No, I'm sorry, but Murdoch is too iconic. Shinji is a much better person than Murdoch, but I love my garbage man. He's the Mickey Mouse of my life and this channel. I don't think there is any character that would surpass him in years to come. Right? Right. Yeah.
Sunrise, Parabellum.
I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo.
How do I even begin with this middle-aged man? Someday I'll make a Disco Elysium video, so I'll keep it brief, but he kinda changed my life. I am addicted to Kim Kitsuragi. Julian Champenoy, amazing battery performance, played a huge role. No joke, he can make a fucking trading ad ASMR-like.
Rejoignez plus d'1 million d'investisseurs européens sur degiro.fr.
But there is so much more to Kim than his voice. In Disco Elysium, you played as the poorest sap of suicidal amnesiac Meow Meow, wearing piss and cum-stained clothing. And yet Kim still treats you with absolute kindness and patience. He will call you out when needed, and he has his own boundaries, but he also praises you when you've done some good detective work, or even just stuff that amuses him. Getting a gold star sticker from Kim Kitsuragi is literally an in-game mechanic, and despite that it does absolutely nothing, it is every player's worst nightmare to have low Kim points. Disappointing Kim is like committing a sin, except that it's even more powerful because being sinful in religion is kind of fun. Technically, this whole video is a crime against God, but here we are. But being sinful in Kim Kitsuragi, do you really want to disappoint Kim, a man that does nothing but to support you in the harsh reality of this town that you woke up to? A man that your conscience described as someone that would hurl himself in death's way to save you when you first met him. A man that literally has a halo in his portrait just so that you can get a useful stat boost by sniffing a teensy bit of cocaine. Look, it'll make sense if you play the game, trust me. Kim is a god. I pray to Kim Kitsuragi every night. That's the reason why I keep a framed picture of him that I fucking brought to my college. No joke. I also dressed up as Kim during my Kamifuro visit that lasted like 20 minutes because I was fried in Jakarta and nearly passed out due to dehydration. Also, I have crippling social anxiety, so yay me. Really love these posters though. Worth the Kamifuro visit. Kim Kitsuragi has consumed my soul. Kim Kitsuragi is my one true love. Kim Kitsuragi is my Lord and Savior. And judging by that, he's obviously going to the kamikaze tier. But how far? Is Kim Kitsuragi better than Ace? Yes, Kim is better than Ace next. Is Kim Kitsuragi better than Asuka Lanely Soryu? You have girl boss hard, Asuka, but not hard enough. Is Kim Kitsuragi better than Shinjiro Aragaki? Oh, this is a tough choice. Shinji's a great, honorable man, but... And here comes the million-dollar question. Is Kim Kitsuragi better than Murdoch Nichols? Yes. The Murdoch age is over. Kim Kitsuragi is the new Jesus of this channel. I still like gorillas, guys. Please don't unsubscribe. And that wraps up the Husbando recap of Cat Love Cinematic Universe. I hope you all enjoyed this video and, I don't know, learn something. Comment if your Blurbo is also in this tier list and where would you have placed him here. See you in the next video, whenever that is, and bye for now.
I love it. Everything you do is so seductive. You got that
Wait I forgot one other character. How embarrassing of me. Let me just... Who cares if Mike isn't a fucking drawing? Mike Ehrmantraut transcends reality. I don't really care for him in Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul? This bald gringo stole my heart. Oh my god, Pop loved his sweet granddaughter while doing morally dubious stuff that stems from a trauma.
We have ways of making you talk to me. Daddy's working right now. Oh my gosh, did you draw this? That is so good.
Mike Ehrmantraut, a 10 out of 10 Blurbo. Fuck Murdoch. Fuck Kim Kitsuragi. Mike deserves to be on every single spot on Kamikaze tier. Mike Ehrmantraut is the new Jesus now. Mike Ehrmantraut.
It's like the Titanic. You've sunk the burger. It's grey and full of water. No!